is I was the topper of the batch and I got the gold medalist and was rewarded for that as well. The main thing is, in all the semester holidays, I utilized by attending a lot of internship, workshop, symposiums, and everything. Okay, so by saying this, I understood that most of them would not have interest to attend the symposiums or to attend the workshops, to attend the career fair, etc., implant training, etc. But the main thing for every aeronautical student is to gain the knowledge as much you can. In India, let me be very frank, I'm not going to hide anything or I'm not going to give you an incorrect data. I'm going to be very frank. In India, aeronautical market or aeronautical companies are little bit low compared to the abroad, compared to US, compared to Singapore, or compared to any other countries. In India, aeronautical manufacturing sectors or the maintaining sectors are little bit low, but there are opportunities. I will explain in detail. Okay, so in order to compete, if you want to work in India and if you want to compete the aeronautical students from other colleges, aeronautical students, the seniors or your seniors who are waiting in the jobs list, in order to compete them, you have to have not only marks, you have to have some knowledge, some stuff about the aeronautics more than the subject knowledge. So that will be gained only when you attend these workshops, symposiums, present a paper, presenting a paper, etc. Okay, so now you are in second year, so this is the correct time. So this is the first phase, you are stepping into an aeronautical department. From now on, you have to be very cautious enough, very very peculiar enough, very minutely enough. You have to study every subject. Okay, mark is important, but more than that, understanding the subject is more important than the marks. Okay, if you understand the subject, marks will come automatically, no doubt in that. Okay, so in high set, all the professors, or I told you, right, you can ask n number of questions, you can ask myriad and plethora of questions to the professors until and unless you understand the concept. Okay, please don't ever feel shy to ask your doubts, but I never did that. Okay, if you have 10 or 15 questions, never mind, please shoot out the questions. So only if you understand the concept in chapter 1, it will be easy for you to when you read the chapter 2. If you skip that topic, if you memorize, if you by heart and go to the second chapter, it will be very difficult and it will be troublesome for you during the exam days as well. Okay, I know this is the enjoyable period, so I never ask you to read for 4 hours, 5 hours a day, but at least spend 2 hours or 2.5 hours maximum to read the subject so that you know what is happening in the lecture or in the classroom. Okay, opening the book 10 days before the exam doesn't work. You not even have a knowledge of that subject at all. Okay, so we are not from mechanical, we are not from IT, we are not from EC, we are so specific aeronautical. So getting into a core domain or becoming an aeronautical engineer is very very difficult and it's very challenging, but once you got it, you will be in flying colors, you will earn like anything. For that, you need subjects. So far clear? I need a reply from you. Is my voice is audible? Is there everyone understand? You can unmute and speak as well. Okay. Saravanan sir, are they not supposed to speak?
No, no, no. They're allowed to speak, but they shy away to only to the chat box.
Okay,
They
fine.
have practiced in that way. Someone
Okay.
may try to speak. We'll see
Since there is no
what.
name, just the roll numbers is displayed, so I'm not interested to pronounce the roll number. No issues. I got it, sir. Thanks.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so let me present. I will in between the my presentation, I will explain in more as well. Okay, so guys, please confirm once you are able to see my screen. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Got it. Thanks. Okay, so I will quickly wrap up the slide deck what I prepared so that you will have an understanding of how to clear a campus recruitment. Okay, I'm not going to spend much enough on the slide deck. I will share it. You can have a look and have enough time to read point by point. Okay. So as I told, I completed my bachelor's in HISET, and with that gold medalist, I got scholarship to do my masters in Singapore and Germany. So see, if you want to go to abroad universities to do masters, it's not too difficult. But if you have marks, if you have achieved certain things, if you know the stuff, if you clear certain interviews, then it will be easy. Okay, so I studied in Nanyang Technological University, that is MS in Aerospace Engineering, and which is NTU is world fourth ranking university today in aeronautical. If you Google NTU, based on today's rating, it is fourth ranking university. See, repeat, it's a fourth ranking university. Okay, IIT rank goes beyond 100. Okay, in Tamil Nadu there are 600 plus engineering college. In world, see how many lakhs and colleges will be there. So it's all based on the reputation. It all based on the facilities they have along with the research carried out. Okay, and added to that, I did my masters in Technical University of Munich, Germany as well. Okay, so both my bachelor's as well as masters in aeronautics. So let me focus on how to clear the campus when you are in high set. Okay, it is possible. In Hindustan, the main advantages, we do have placement training at the end of the semesters. During my batch, we have enough time. They have given enough training. They have provided so to attend the placement training. So the placement coordinators or placement professors, they will come from other universities or other board of members from other colleges in order to teach you especially on how to crack the interviews. So the objective is, it's mainly the college is going to give you a chance to learn the product or to learn about certain techniques about the placement during the placement training course that will happen in Hindustan. Okay, so before going to any kind of interviews, you have to be prepared with certain questions. Okay, for example, you have to know what, if you're going for an interview to an Airbus, so you have to know about what kind of industry it is. Obviously it's an aviation industry, and what the company is, what is future growth, and visit their websites, get as much information through the friends who work in that particular organization or seniors, and know what is currently happening in the company. Okay, so if I mention company in India, for example, let me say in numbers, or let me pronounce the company names. In India, we do have multiple or myriads of aeronautical companies. Like there is an Airbus, Rolls Royce, Boeing, Rockwell Collins. Okay, and added to that, all the IAMPL, that is International Aircraft Manufacturing Unit, that is available in Bangalore, and added to that, all the top IT companies are do they do also have aviation department. For example, Infosys, Wipro, TCS, CTS, the Ramco Systems, what I currently work, every company they do have an aviation department as well. So as when you complete your fourth year, there will be lots of aviation companies they want to willing to hire you. Okay, so before that, as I told, there are lots, all the IT companies are bringing an aviation department, so you can enter into the aviation department of any companies. You do have chances, but for that, as I told, you have to be a good competitor. Not to become a competitor, you should have good amount of knowledge as well as the marks is needed. Okay, so see, if I say marks, it's not necessary that you have to be vigorously steady and crack with 90%. Not necessary. You do your best, but understand the subject. Okay. With while if you understand the subject, you can write the concept in your own words, and you can score the marks as well. So not necessary that only guys with 90% will be placed in an organization. Guys with 60% doesn't place in an organization. That's absolutely wrong. If anyone said like that, it's a false. Okay, if you have stuff enough and if you can clear the interview with a good knowledge, then it's possible for you to enter into any kind of industries. Are you with me? I need your voice because I'm presenting the slide. So far good? Guys, open your mouth.
Yes, sir.
Got it, thanks. Okay, so during your typical campus recruitment, what are the, see, Every company doesn't go with one formula. For example, I went into a personal interview, a group discussion, but certain companies they will go with an aptitude test, a group discussion, personal interview, and the final round of interview. It varies organization to organization. For example, in ISRO, right, it is a two rounds of interview. You have to clear the written examination, and again a written examination, and again a personal interview. There's a lot of steps which happens, which is not quite common in all the industries, which varies based on the terms and condition of an organization. Okay, so before not to do that, you have to prepare your CV in a very good way. So what is it? I will tell you what is CV. CV is a curriculum vitae. There is a difference between resume and a CV. Resume is nothing but it's a two-page document. Resume should not cross more than two-page. Make have that in mind. A CV is a detailed description of you. But now for you guys, if you ask me like what should if I prepare a resume now, what the content should be there, you can mention your 10th mark or 12th mark, what's the major in 10th standard, 12th standard, and coming to that, first year so and so subject I studied, the second year so and so subject I studied. But that's not the thing. If you want to fill your resume, if you want to show the recruiters I am qualified, you have to add, you have, there should be certain contents in your resume saying that I worked on so and so project, I researched on certain projects, I attended a workshop here, I presented a paper in this symposium and I got first prize, second prize, third prize. Even a participation certificate is more than enough. The only thing is you have to go and attend the symposiums. Okay, so I said we used to do a symposium a lot every year. Similarly, every individual Park Engineering College or Nehru Engineering College or Kumaraguru, every these colleges are having aeronautical department and they conduct symposiums. It's everyone's responsibility and it will be posted in our notice board. If you have a chance, every college symposiums will be, that notice that posters will be displayed in our notice board. But most of them they won't show interest to go there. Only if we go, you see, if you prepare or not, it doesn't matter. If you attend that, you know what others are doing, you know the concept what others are presenting, at least you will gain some 2% of knowledge from every symposium. I swear on that. Okay, so I attend a lots of symposium. I used to lot of symposiums. Some I won, some I went with participation. But the thing is, you can learn from others. That's the main thing. Those certificates are value enough. It's mainly to gain the knowledge. Okay, similarly workshops, in plant training. Okay, it's all possible when you apply, when you show interest, approach the organization, get the help from the seniors and get it done, so that you can add all those content in your CVs or resume, so that your resume shows, okay, this guy did so and so in the second year. That means he's so interested in the in aviation domain, and this guy needs to be placed. A first impression matters a lot. Okay, an aptitude test is nothing but it's a combination of reasoning, maths, logic, flow charts, language skills, and everything. But I highlighted English. Okay, English is nothing but, though it's not a knowledge, English is just a language. But aviation aeronautical is like an international career. It's an international domain. English knowledge is more and more and more important for you to get placed into an organization. Okay, so doesn't mean that I'm against any other language. For you, for a better tip, I'm saying you have to improve your English knowledge. Okay, see, if you speak in English with along your friends, they will pass comments. That is definitely true, I understand. But you have to do that if you want to practice one, if you want to excel in English, if you want to communicate in English without an error or without a grammatical mistake, it is mandatory for you to practice in English. You have to speak out. It's fine if you goes wrong. Most of them came from Tamil medium school, I understood. But your subject, entire subject, is going to be in English. Your interview is going to be in English. Your aptitude exams is going to be in English. Okay, so everything is going to be in English. So only when you communicate in a very well manner in English to the interview panel members, you will be get shortlisted. If you struggle to do so, though you have marks, though you have knowledge, it will reduce the image of you in front of the interview panel. Because if you got selected in Airbus India, that is in a Bangalore branch, if you got selected, the customers is going to be from Germany or US, from across the globe. So only medium for you to communicate to them and understand their requirement and understand the problem and giving them the solution is possible only if you know English. If you can't communicate, then it will be very difficult, and then you can't get through the interview process at all. Okay, so the other types, the reasoning, max, logic, flow charts, these all will be covered during your during your training process, that is the placement training. Okay, so you have to be more practical enough, and they will be training you in a very good way, and certain books are there, you can go through that. But I firmly suggest that English matters a lot. In Tamil they will say வாய் வில்ல புள்ள எங்க போனாலும் பொழச்சிக்கோன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா. So similarly, if you have a good communication skill, then you can impress any interviewers and you can enter into any organization. So far good. I need a few comments please. Purida, is my voice is audible? And you're getting what I'm saying, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so aptitude is nothing but the quickness, common sense, the problem solving capacity, accuracy, judgment, etc. So aptitude is nothing but, see, the fast you say the answer, the fast you do the problems, you resolve the problems, you will be firstly prioritized. Okay, so there are competitors around. So in order to filter you, there are certain ways. Okay, I tell you how. For example, I did my internship in Rolls Royce Singapore. Okay, so I'll tell you how my profile got shortlisted. Okay, first round, every company in the world, they are having a job portal. Okay, there is a portal for Rolls Royce, Airbus, Boeing, Jet Airways, Emirates, Air India, everyone, they are having a career portal. They name it as a career portal. Okay, so every day there will be thousands. For example, there is an opening for Avionics Engineer. Okay, for that, if they post an opening for Avionics Engineer around the globe, everyone who is willing to apply, who is interested on that particular role, they will launch the application by filling all the mandatory details with their resume or CV. Okay, so do you think an Airbus guy, Airbus HR team will review everything, every CV they will review? It doesn't happen like that. The first level of screening, the first level of filtration will be done by the system. Have that in mind. The first level of in the first level of filtering or screening the profile will be done by the system. There is a code, there is a software available. So the Airbus team, the interview team, will be coding certain words. For example, for avionics, they might need an avionics knowledge subjects, Python, SQL, aeronautical background, avionics engineering subject. So there are certain terminologies. Okay, for example, structural engineer meaning they need a design knowledge, CATIA, Creo, AutoCAD. So these words they will key in that particular software. It's a proper coding format. After, when you apply for that particular role, system will look for these words in your resume. So 2 years of experience, if less than 2, don't proceed further. Similarly, a lot of condition based code is available. So if there is AutoCAD available in your resume, then you are shortlisted. That means you are going to the next round. That means next screening phase. The first screening phase itself, out of 1400 will be out. System will automatically send a regret message saying that sorry, by this time we are not proceeding your application further, please do try again. So this is the first level. Human involvement is not there at all during first level of screening in all the topmost aeronautical organization. Not only aeronautical, any domain if we go, the first level of screening will happen only through the system. You got what I said? I need a confirmation. Are you with me, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Good. Okay, so screening will happen, first level screening will happen by the system. Okay, so Second level, it will be going to the person in charge, say for example HR manager or program manager, and they will do the filtration. Okay, initially it will go to the engineer, first level engineer. When engineer shortlisted, engineer will choose only certain profile. So engineer will go at the page by page, and once it's if he or she shortlisted, then the file moves to the manager. If it goes to the manager, you will be called for an interview. So this is how every organization interview works. For that, your resume matters a lot. Certain words, certain certifications, certain skill set is mandatory. Okay, so during your third year in high set, you will be trained with CATIA. In my during my batch, I was trained with CATIA CFD. I don't know what is going on currently, but those softwares are very valuable. You have to get, you have to be master in that as well. Okay, as well as the group discussion. So as I told earlier, in order to express your ideas, in order to argue with your competitors, in order to explain your views, you have to have very good knowledge skill. So that will happen only if you are very strong in your English. Okay, communication matters a lot. So see, the English is common, but the slang of everyone will be different. In German, they speak Deutsch. When they speak English, it will be very difficult. Japanese, Chinese, and all, their English will be very difficult to understand. But when you have a good English knowledge, it will be very good. It will be very easy for you to understand them and respond back. Okay, so group discussion, nothing but you have to share your thoughts in front of in a small crowd so that they can understand it clearly. You have to be very good enough to argue and stand with your point saying that I am right. So this will happen in Tamil. Everyone will argue, or if you're based on your mother tongue, you can argue well. But if you argue and stand in your point in English, that's how your communication knowledge shows. Okay, and this all matters, group discussion, addressing the crowd and everything. Okay, and one more thing, in order to equip yourself in the group discussion, every professors in high set department will give you during certain phase of semesters, I'm not sure, they will ask certain volunteers to give a lecture or to share, to teach the other students. Okay, for example, if there is any separate heat transfer, if there is any topic Saravanan sir is asking any of you, like is anyone interested, it's a very easy topic, is anyone interested to discuss, prepare this and give a lecture to the other students, you have to be voluntarily come enough, get the topic, prepare yourself, clear your doubts, and you have to bold enough to explain the same thing in front of that your friends, in front of the crowd. If you start practicing that, the fear of facing the crowd will be drastically reduced. Okay, it's fine if you're not good enough in presenting, or if you're not good enough in explaining the stuff, it's good, but this is the first step you have to enter into it. See, after 4 years, no one is going to out of 60 students, very few you are going to meet. Okay, so I completed in 2014. I'm in touch with only less than 10 of my friends now. Okay, so doesn't matter if your friends think bad about you, doesn't matter. Okay, so you are going to stand on your own leg. After 4 years, you need a job, you need to earn money, you have to excel in your career. For that, you need to face the crowd. In order to do that, you have to start giving a lecture, start giving a presentation, start asking questions in the class. Feel free to open your mouth in the class. If you have any if you want, if you're interested, you can ask voluntarily saying that I can explain this topic to the classroom. If it is wrong, let the lecturers take care, they will guide you in a proper way. Okay, so this is also another way to get rid of the fear, to face the crowd. Are you with me, guys? A confirmation again.
Sir.
Yes.
Got it,
Yes.
thanks. Okay, see, in high set, uh, facing an interview, you have to be well mannered. A verbal expression or facial expression, a presence of mind, everything matters. Okay, so you have to be trained in a well behaved manner. Okay, what I mean, let me be very open. See, we used to speak a lot of filthy words during our high set when we have a fight. Even if you have a fight, I'm openly saying start speaking English. Okay, let them, at least by that you can start speaking in English and you can grow your communication skill. So what I'm saying is, during a personal interview, a physical appearance as well as how well behaved you are matters a lot in order to crack the interview. Okay, so this is also a points to be noted. I just added with a heading called points to be noted because mannerism is very important along with the facial as well as the verbal expression. Okay, and before going to an interview, you have to know what is your strong and what is your weakness. Okay, so everyone cannot be strong in all the subject. For example, a structures guy cannot be strong in propulsion. A propulsion guy cannot be strong in aerodynamics. They do have a knowledge, but they cannot be strong in everything. Okay, so now please, if you not listen so far, please at least listen now. I'll give you a very important, I will explain what is aeronautical engineering. Okay, so many will ask a question, after completing BE Aeronautical Engineering, what kind of job I can go? Does anyone open your mouth and say what you want to be? So let me come back. Let me, like, I just want you someone to open your mouth and say what you want to be. You have chosen a course, right? So tell me why you have chosen a course. What is your dream? After BE Aeronautical Engineering, what's your plan? Come on, guys. If you open your mouth is fine, or else I will call out your roll numbers. Okay, 1910107410774. 1074. Hurray, I'm your senior. Just open your mouth and feel free. If it's wrong, no issues. Yeah. Yes. 1074. What do you want to be?
So my aim is to become a IPS officer.
Very good. Then why you choose aeronautical engineering?
So I also had a dream about becoming a design engineer for the aircraft. So I chose
Perfect.
this. An
Perfect.
alternative dream too. So that's why.
Perfect. Good answer. Is there anyone who want to open your mouth and explain? Like 1803?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. I am Aditya.
Okay. Hi Aditya. Like what do you want to become after B? Aeronautical engineering?
Yes, sir. I want to be placed in ISRO, sir.
Very good. In ISRO, see ISRO is a common. Like what do you want to be? Like
Yes,
in ISRO, what do you want to be? What is your designation? என்னவா ஆகணும் ஆசைப்படுற ஆதித்யா?
like spacecraft design engineer, like that.
Design engineer. Okay. See, everyone is not having a clear idea. So aeronautical engineering is not a designation. Have that in your mind. Okay. Under aeronautical engineer, we have hundreds of different jobs. Okay. For example, design engineer. What Aditya and what 1074 explained, right? In order to become a design engineer, you have to be having very good knowledge in 2D modeling and 3D modeling of AutoCAD or Creo or CATIA V5 or any kind of design softwares. Okay, that role, if you're very strong in these softwares and if you're very good, for example, in the first year you would have studied a subject called engineering graphics, right? If you're very strong with identifying 2D diagrams, 3D diagrams, if you read the diagrams, then you can become a design engineer. The second is analysis engineer or stress engineer. If you are very good in CFD, Fluent, Nastron, Patron, Hypermesh, there are several softwares like analyzing software. You can become a stress engineer, or we have a fatigue engineer. Fatigue, if you want to do only the fatigue analysis, a separate role called fatigue engineer. What I'm saying is available in Airbus, Boeing, in all the topmost organization, because my friends, my colleagues are working in those designations. Okay, so if you are in fatigue analysis, a CFD engineer, these all comes under aerodynamics engineer as well. Okay, and then coming to the next thing, Avionics engineer. If there will be one subject avionics, in order to become an avionics guy, okay, you can go. So avionics is nothing but in front of pilot and co-pilot, there will be lot of instruments will be there, right? Not to work on that, as well as there will be like a small television in front of you when you are in when you travel in aeroplane, right? So all those manufacturing unit, everything comes under the avionics. In order to become an avionics engineer, you have to have a good knowledge in the coding like Python or a structured query language SQL, or C++. So everything matters a lot to become an avionics engineer. Okay, materials engineer. So I just skipped this slide because this is very important. I want to make something very useful for you guys so that you can prepare your mind from now on. Materials. If you are very strong in the materials structures, that means if you're strong in the structure subject, if you know about carbon composites, what is fiber materials, what is aluminum, what is the composite materials, if you are very strong with those materials, then you can become a materials engineer. Okay, engine specialist. If you are very good with engines like Rolls Royce, Pratt and Whitney, they are very common for a engine manufacturing companies. If you are very strong in propulsion subject or a heat transfer, then you can become an engine specialist. So far good? Are you with me, understanding what I'm saying, right? Guys, please open your mouth and give a confirmation. Yeah, got it. Okay, so there are
Yes, sir.
different, yeah, there are different domains available. For example, in every IT companies, they have a manual engineers. Manual engineers meaning they are the one who are do the documentation work. So in your final semester, there will be rules and regulations subject. You will be there. There will be a subject called rules and regulation. If you know all the rules and regulations of an aircraft, ARR regulations, then you can go into this particular domain. Okay, NDT engineer, non-destructive testing engineer. If you are good enough in dye penetrant or ultrasonic or radiography, there is a separate subject, and even it comes in a practicals as well. If you are strong with those subjects, you can become an NDT engineer, which is highly demand. You have to, if you complete level 3, you can earn in lakhs in abroad for the NDT engineer. Similarly, there are lots of roles available. Every subject matters a lot. You cannot skip a subject. If you're very interested in certain subject, you have to go to the advanced level. Okay, so far I have studied a lot. So design engineer, structural engineer, CFD engineer, stress engineer, fatigue engineer, materials engineer. So there is no certain thing called aeronautical engineer. Okay, so aeronautical is a subject. Under that there are 100 plus of categories. If you work only on tools, you will be called as a tool engineer. Tools is nothing but the tools to manufacture the aircraft components, tools that are used to repair the aircraft thing. Maintenance engineer. If you want, if you, for that you have to do certain certification. If aircraft lands in an airport, okay, so I used to go to a lot of aircraft maintenance sector. If aircraft lands in an airport, there will be certain 10 or 15 crew members will approach with a pushback vehicle, say, and with a lot of equipments, and they will do the preliminary testing with that. Okay, A check, C check. There are lots of check which are periodic checks available for every aircraft. So in order to become that, you can go with a maintenance engineer. Okay, so there are lots and lots of roles available, so you have to do lots of research. Why I'm insisting this is you have to concentrate in all the subject, only then you can understand what every subject says. Based on your interest, you can choose the field. If you want to do a research, that for that research also you have to choose a subject. Okay, so most of our professors are having a masters. Okay, so they have masters in the subject what they are strong enough. A single see, they, you can have multiple masters, but they will be, for example, Saravanan sir is taking heat transfer because he is having certain qualification in that. Gopi sir. So similarly, everyone is having their own knowledge in their own subject and they want to master in that. Similarly, you have to have an interest on a certain subject. Doesn't wrong that you should not have interest on more than one subject. You do can have, but if you want to streamline your profession, you have to be take a choice. You have to go in a respective way. Okay. And most of the other students, is there anyone who is interested to do masters, MTech, ME, MS? Can you open your mouth? If you say yes, then I will give tips for that as well, because I come from that background. If you say no, then I can skip and move ahead.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 1006105. Okay, so what do you want to do? You want to do ME, MTech, or MS? Come on, I'm running out of time. ME. Okay. So if you want to do an ME, right, as I told, you have to be so specific. You have to choose your subject for a MT and ME module for that. Okay. As like High Hindustan, there are hundreds plus of colleges available who can give you, who can offer you a MTech or ME course. But what I strongly suggest is from the second year onwards, start preparing for a gate exam. Okay. Any kind of exam related to an aeronautic, please do prepare a lot. Gate is not difficult at all. As I told earlier, during the first point is, if you understand the subject, you can crack the gate exam very easily. Okay. If you start preparing from now on, okay, start preparing in that sense. No need to specifically prepare for gate. If you start preparing your subject, your core subjects with understanding, it will be very easy for you to clear your gate exams. Okay. So if you do so, in through gate you can get a seat in a topmost college with the, so that it will help you to enter into a topmost organization. Okay. So have this point in mind. Top organization first comes to top universities. After that only it goes to the second level of universities. Only after that it goes to third level of universities. If you crack in gate, you can directly jump getting a chance into the topmost organization, so that you will get a chance to place in a topmost organization. Okay. For example, gate is another option. There are different exams available. That is other options. If you want to do your ME or MTech in India. If you want to do your MS, that is if you want to do your MS in other organization, if you are having money, if a family is financially stable, it's easy. Okay. I'm not from that category. Okay. I'm just a middle class family. In that case, mark matters a lot. Okay. And your resume matters a lot. If we have lots of publications, then it will be very easy for you to enter into the abroad universities. Okay. So for example, you can see my screen, right? So you can see my screen, please confirm.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
for example, I am going to show what I published, right? So if I just keyed in my name, and this is my article, what I published during second year. During, I think during end of the fourth semester, I published this journal in AIAA. AIAA is nothing but American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics. Okay. So see, it's a Department of Aeronautical Engineering, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. I just represented our college, HiSet College, in the World Conference. Okay. 50% or even 100% it can be sponsored through our HiSet can sponsor, provided it should be a very well recognized organization who should conduct this. This AIAA is a number one organization in worldwide, American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics. So when I published, see the date, 12th July 2013. So during that time I was in the fourth semester. So I got a chance to go to the US while I'm doing my second year. Okay. This just a concept. Okay. Not necessary you have to be very knowledgeable in aeronautic and give your input. Okay. You just try it out, do a blueprint, get it reviewed by your professors, and just publish. If it is wrong, it's fine. If you're not shortlisted, fine. But you keep on trying. So the same thing I used to do in all the symposiums. I used to do a lot of research. I prepare a slide deck, go and present. If that concept doesn't work, it's fine. Okay, that's a learning point for me. It doesn't mean that I got ashamed in that university. Okay. So similarly, I just want everyone to try something, okay, in your own subject and prepare a paper. Doesn't matter. You can review lots of paper on that topic. You can gain ideas. Only when you start reading, you can understand what that subject says, what that concept says. Okay, so it took me a lot of time to prepare. Obviously lots of professors helped me in order to reframe the structure of the slide deck. This is my first journal publication. Similarly, I published a lot. So you have to start somewhere. Okay, I want you to do something when you are in second year. When you are third year, don't think that I can do the same on the third year. When you go to the third year, you will have a thought saying that I can do a fourth year. Then days goes on, and at the end of your eighth semester, you don't have anything in your hand. Then you will regret. There will be much competition, and you will be in the last batch of that competition in order to get into the top organization. I'm not here to scare you or make you afraid, but I'm saying the practicals. There is a competition around. So aeronautical is a very unique domain, and you have to be excel enough in order to get into an organization with an offer letter. Are you with me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
Got it. Okay. So once the interview is over, see, let me be frank, okay? So I not got shortlisted in my first interview. I got shortlisted only during my eighth or ninth interview. Okay, if you are after every interview, not only interview, after every exam of your semester exam, not only semester exam, all your mid exams, okay, whatever exams HiSET is conducting, post the exam. If you're not satisfied with an answer, please review it back. Okay, please learn on those topics which are not thorough. Only then you can analyze where you went wrong. Okay, so if you're not clear enough with those things, the same mistake you will repeat in the second round of interview with different organization. When you clear that mistake during the first interview itself, when you prepare that answer for that particular question, for example, if an interviewer is asking something and you don't know, and because of that you got rejected, you have to prepare that answer so that you can use the same during your second interview. So you should learn, you should have a habit of learning from the failures. Okay, so this is what I want to be sharing with you. So see, clearing an interview is not a difficult thing, but having a stuff, preparing yourself for the interview is matters a lot. It takes almost 3 years: second year, third year, and fourth year. So all these 3 years is very, very, very precious. You have to gain as much as knowledge you can. Only then, when you go for an interview after fourth year, it can be for any role, for any type of company. Okay, they will ask the subject. If you go for design engineer role, they will ask the subject on CATIA Creo. So for that, you have to go back through your courses what you studied, and you have to answer for those questions. Similarly for everything. Okay, so understand the subject. My again and again I repeat is understand the subject. Don't memorize, don't by heart. Don't ever go and ask the professors, sir, what is the important question that comes for the exam? You can ask for the important topic, that's fine. Don't ask for the exact question. Mark doesn't does I As I told earlier, a person who's having high marks doesn't mean that they will get job easily. No, a person with having good amount of knowledge will gain the score, will gain an offer letter in an organization. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you have? Yeah, so just feel free, like you can, if you have any questions, just unmute and ask your questions. I can answer those. It can be any type of questions, feel free. Okay, don't think that others will think wrong about you, but if you have any queries about your career, about ME, MTech, MS, or about how to crack the interview, you can ask right now. So this platform is to clear all your doubts, to make you confident, to know what is happening in India, especially in the aeronautical domain. So whatever I spoke for past 1 hour, I not boast anything, no false information. Okay, everything is accurate with my experience I shared. Aeronautical market, getting an aeronautical job in the sense, in the subcategories of aeronautical, it is difficult. But when you have good stuff, when you have good knowledge enough, good English communication skill, it will be easy. Okay, guys, does anyone have any doubts? Feel free. I'm a senior, so please open your mouth and ask a question. So no one have any doubts, so everyone are confident and so, okay, so can you tell about how to become an, sorry, what is that? Air crash investigation. Good. See, 1058. Okay. Open your mouth. I just want to know what's your idea about that. I will
Yes,
what?
sir.
Hmm. Tell me about it.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, how to become an aircraft investigator, sir?
What is aircraft investigation?
Um, aircraft investigation.
Now, what it means?
It means any dangerous situation, the flight will be crash.
Perfect. Have you gone through, like in YouTube or in certain websites? There are lots
Yes,
of
sir.
aircraft
Yeah.
investigation videos, right?
Yes, sir. I saw in there is one show in National Geographic channel, sir.
Correct.
Aircraft investigation. I saw a lot of episodes, sir. That's why.
Perfect. So, in order to become an aircraft investigator, you have to have knowledge in all the subjects. Okay. So that means, see, air accident can happen for myriads of reasons. That means for lots of reasons. It can be for engine. It can be structural damage. It can be lot of minute mistakes, a landing gear problem. In order to become an aircraft investigation, you have to be good enough to have good knowledge in all the topics, not in a high level. At least you have to have a knowledge enough to identify where the problem lies. If you see those videos, I used to see lots of videos of that. So every information will be captured in a black box. 1058, I don't know your name, so I'm calling you by roll number.
Santosh, sir. Santosh.
Santosh, yeah. So black box topic, you would have learned from that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Correct.
Black box.
So why that accident happens, in order to prevail that, in order to prevent that, what are the steps that needs to be carried out? That's the role for an aircraft investigator. Okay, for that you have to be very good, you have to have very good knowledge on that. And along with that, a maintenance engineer. Okay, for example, a flight which lands in an airport. So once it's airport, a pushback vehicle, it will come, and it will be getting in to the respective pathway, right? Once it is done, a certain guys, a certain mechanics, inspectors, avionics guy, aircraft technicians, all these four different levels or different designation members team will go and see is everything is fine. Is there any leakage? Is there any damage in the landing gear? So they know what is the minute point which can cause the air crash. So they will get rid of it. If they found out any damage, they won't allow the pilot to take off. So that is the role of even a maintenance team. Got it, Santosh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For getting selected abroad, where would have to apply or whom to contact? Is possible with UG degree. So 1804, what's your name?
Yes, sir. Nagasurya.
Nagasurya. So you're talking about MS program or job? Getting selected to abroad, what?
For job.
Okay, for
Job, sir.
okay. See, in abroad, I won't say it is difficult to go to the abroad, but experience matters. Okay, so after a degree you need at least 1 year of 2 years of experience. It means that you are attaining some industrial experience. If you have industrial experience, it is very easy for you to enter into an abroad. Okay, so I traveled to 10 countries to different aircraft organization like Jet Airways or China Aircraft Services Limited, Bell Helicopters in US. So I used to travel a lot with those organizations. There are Indians who work, but they are having experience. You can try abroad if you have influence, if you have known person after BE. If not, I will strongly suggest at least gain 2 years of experience and just get it done. Gain that experience. The same designation you can apply in the abroad. You can easily get through. Got it?
Yeah, okay, okay, sir. Got it, sir. Yes.
I saw another question. Difference between studying MS in India as well as in abroad. In what ways it's useful for us? Very good question. 1803. What's your name?
Aditya, sir.
Aditya. Good. See, you can't compare education in India and abroad. In abroad, the education level is entirely different. Okay, the infrastructure. So in top 100, you can't find any universities in India in the top 100 of aeronautical, including IIT. I'm saying. If you go and search for it, including IIT in certain subjects, top 100 IIT won't be there. For India, IIT is the topmost. Okay, in order to get, if you want to really want to know a good exposure, want to learn that subject, it is good enough to do it in abroad universities. See, in abroad, as like 600 universities. See, there are 600 universities with low grade, middle grade, higher grade, right? Even in abroad, the same category applies. You have to apply if you get a chance to do in higher organization, top level organization, then it's good for your career. And again, though you are rich, you cannot get a seat in a top level organization. Mark, knowledge, publications, certification matters in order to get into a top 10 or top 50 ranking universities in abroad. And I'll tell you very important thing. In Stanford University of which is located in New Jersey. I visited that. Nanyang Technological University. You know that HOD of those department are from IIT. If you believe or not, Anil Chandrasekhar Joshi is the HOD of Nanyang Technological University of Aeronautical Department. He is from IIT Kharagpur. So IIT is also a standard. IITians are also across the globe. Okay, but I strongly suggest you try to enter into the topmost university, either IIT or in an equal grade in India or in abroad. For that, you have to have good score as well as knowledge, certification, communication skill. And added to that, if you want to go to abroad, you have to show that you have good English knowledge speaking skill. For that, IELTS and TOEFL. So this is the test for you. It is conducted by certain universities to show that you can survive in that particular country or not. If you know, just to examine yourself with the English knowledge skill. And certain universities in US, they will ask for a GRE. GRE is nothing but aptitude test. As I explained earlier, so in the placement training, if you are very attentive in problem solving skills and multiple skills, then you can clear the GRE and you can enter into the US or certain other universities who ask for a GRE. Hope I answered your question. Aditya, open your mouth.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Okay.
Okay. Saravanan sir, I'm running out of time. So, guys, if you have any questions, you can share.
Yeah. Students, if you have any questions, kindly post your questions. So he needs to be another. He need to be occupied by some other meeting. Okay, Bobin, can you talk us through that? What is the importance of IELTS and GRE? So, what is the basic difference?
Okay.
Because many of the people are trying now.
Okay.
It might
So,
be useful for them.
I'll tell you. Yeah, sir. See, I never attempted GRE because I went into Singapore as well as Germany. So I not attempted anything. And for me, through my marks, through my publication, I entered into it. Okay, and for if you going for an Europe, like Europe, France or German, language matters. And in Coimbatore, I studied German, Deutsch in in where Gandhipuram bus stand nearby. There are lots of centers available. If you want, you can take a Deutsch German course and French course, that is level 1 and level 2, in order to survive in those countries. So GRE is nothing but, I think, I don't know what is the pattern right now. You have to score some 300 plus. But different questions like aptitude questions. It is mainly of aptitude. So lots of modules are available. So if any guys who are interested in that, if you have any questions in that, I can loop you with certain friends who are in US, and my school friends who are in US who attempted GRE or IELTS, TOEFL, Germany or German language. I can loop you in. You can approach me in LinkedIn or Facebook of anything, and I can loop you in. So no issues. I can guide you in that aspect as well. But if you are taking, if you are having firm decision that you want to go to this particular country, then you have to be very keen enough, and you have to start preparing for those modules as well. And very, very, very important thing I forget to say. Sarman sir, can I take 5 more minutes?
Yeah, no problem. No problem. You can.
Okay. See, most of the questions is most of the questions. Most see, I used to attend a lot of lectures to other students as well in abroad. So in that case, most of them will ask, "Will I get a job after completing my MS?" Okay. Again, it's in your hand. So you have 1 year stay back or 2 years stay back after completing your MS program. That means if your module is for 2 years, after MS, you have 1 year of time. The thing, for example, Singapore government will give you 1 year extension of your visa, long term period. That means that means you can try for different organization on that particular country, and within that time period you can find a job. So convert your student pass into a work permit, that is S pass or work visa. If you do so, then you can be in that particular country. If not, if you fail to do that within that year, you have to get back. They will deboard you to India. And more importantly, all the topmost organization like Airbus, Rolls-Royce, Pratt& and Whitney, Boeing, Bell Helicopters, Safran Aerospace, they are having internship program as well as graduate trainee program. Mark this word, graduate trainee program. Graduate trainee program is nothing but a person who is in 8th semester, candidate who just about completed their B aeronautical engineering, they are eligible to apply for those program. It's a paid internship or paid program. Okay, they will train you for 6 months in a different module. Okay, it can be in any country. Every top organization, they do have this graduate trainee program or internship program. Okay, so it doesn't mean that apprenticeship is entirely different. Okay, so it means that once you excel in that graduate program, they will see your progress every month. They will convert you into a graduate program trainee to a full term position. That means you join as an Airbus as a graduate trainee as first 6 months. If you perform well, without any competition, you will be converted to a full time, like a avionics engineer or propulsion engineer, whatever may be, whatever the training they have shortlisted you, they will convert you. So that option is also available, and this is the easiest one to enter into the topmost organization.
Okay, thanks for Bobin. Another question I'm having. See, they have been studying a lot of subjects in eight up to 8 semesters. Can you tell about because you've traveled all around the world? Can you tell us the important subjects they can study out of their syllabuses? As like additive manufacturing, 3D printing. So, what is the future? They can hold on to their career.
Okay, see, so in today's market, the person who's earning a lot is a person who's sitting in front of the system. Okay, so for example, it doesn't mean that IT engineer, a person who is in front of the system is earning in lakhs than any kind of engineer, than a mechanical or aeronautical engineer. In that case, if you're very strong in Python is a number one programming language which is widely used, which is widely used in aviation industry as well as any type of industries. Okay, so if you are strong enough in Python, if you do a certification, if you're strong enough in that Python, you will get a job in not only in aeronautical domain, it can be in any domain. Okay, see, don't have an intention that you have to go only in Airbus, Boeing, anything. Okay, take a job where you can contribute your knowledge. Okay, if you are getting a job like in any mechanical firm as a Python engineer, take it up, gain 2 years of experience and move into an aeronautical company. Okay, the coding language is common across every organization, across every domain. Similarly, if you are getting a job as an NDT engineer or structural engineer or avionics engineer or stress engineer in different organization other than aircraft manufacturing sector or aircraft maintenance sector or aircraft repair sector or aircraft service sector, you get it. Just take it up. Don't deny any offers if you get. Okay, gain knowledge in those areas as well, because it is unique across the board. Okay, gain 2 3 years of experience and you can easily get an offer in a pure core aeronautical companies as well. Python 3D printing is widely going around. Okay, so usually 3D printing, if you go for, if you see certain videos in YouTube, there are certain universities in the worldwide, they are having a certain program, 2 years program for 3D printing. So all the components starting from mobile phone, a single microchip, like nano materials, everything is manufactured by 3D additive manufacturing. We call it as an additive manufacturing. That is also one of the thing. Okay, and please update yourself if you want to. For example, if you want to become, if you're strong, if a strong subject is propulsion, so you have to read a lots of blogs, lots of articles of Rolls Royce, Pratt and Whitney and everything. For example, in Rolls Royce, Trent 7000 is the recent engine they are manufacturing. So you have to be, what you have to know, what is the difference between series 1 and series 7. So what is the advancement happen in every year. So those details is also important. See, it doesn't take more than half an hour to read a blog. If you know that, it will be good enough. Okay, it means that you are having an interest. If any interviewer asking that question, if you put all these points, then you get shortlisted easily. You are impressing the interviewer. So like this, you have to know what is advanced technology in aviation industry on day-to-day basis. As I told, like Python, Trent 7000, 3D additive manufacturing technology, structured query language, Nastron pattern. If you want to be a stress engineer, Nastron and Patron. CATIA V5 is the one I used, but I don't know what is the latest version now. So those are also important if you want to excel in those fields.
Thank you, Bhavin. I think we are getting to the end of the session. Now I call upon a second year student, Kavi Darshani. Are you there?
Saran, just a minute.
Yes, sir.
I want to talk,
Yes, sir.
I want to talk with Bobby Vivek.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir. I thought
Hi,
you left
Bobby,
the
how are
meeting for
you?
other day.
I'm good. How are you? Who's this? I'm sorry, Gopi sir.
Gopi, I'm Gopi.
Hi,
Oh,
sir.
no.
Hi, sir.
Hi, man, how are you?
I am good, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very fine, man. Thanks for your time, first of all.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Sarana, நீங்க செஷன் டேக் கேர் பண்ணுங்க நான் அவர்கிட்ட பேசிக்கிறேன் ஓகே தேங்க் யூ
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, sir.
ஓகே ஹேவ் கான்டாக்ட் தேங்k you
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, Kavi Darshani, are you there, ma?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can deliver the vote of thanks.
Okay, sir. Honorable Mr. Babin Vivek, sir, HOD, sir, faculty members, and all the participants, good evening. I'm Kavidarshini from second year Aero A. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of the Aeronautical Department and the volunteers, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to honorable delegates who blessed us with their presence and took out valuable time of your busy schedule. Thank you for giving a clear guidance for our higher studies and careers, sir. Also, I would like to extend a special thanks to Mr. Babin Vivek for inspiring us. I also wish to express my gratitude to our HOD, sir, for providing encouragement and support. Last but not the least, I thank you, my friends, for your cooperation in making this session a good one. Thank you.
Hey, Priyadarshini, thanks a lot for preparing that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Bhavin. we can close the session. Thank you.
Hey, thanks everyone. Have a good day. Be safe and anything, let me know. Okay. All the best for your career. Thank you, Sarwan sir.
Okay, man. Thank you.
Bye.
Nice
Bye.
session.